Hello, I'm Leanne, and currently we're working on a book I call Pockets of Possibilities. I call it that because there's all these pockets made from envelopes, and there's so many possibilities of things and ways you can use this book. I have a link up above if you want to connect up. You'll find a playlist with the previous tutorials that we've done so far.
Okay, so in our last video, we did the card that's right there on the bottom of the screen of that darling little girl. Now I want to do is show you how the combination works with working with the different pieces within one of the envelope pockets. Here's a few of the cards. And what I'm doing now, I'm just trying to look at the flow that's created from any single card when they get together in the group. So right up in the left, I've got the cute little pocket card there. I just love that. And now I'm working on this green card. I want to have the flow going so that it matches the other ones, but also has its own little personality. Now you're going to find that if you put some words on there, different words are going to have different feels. Like see right there? This little word there with the multiple lines, it has a softening feel. It's got kind of some cursive to it. In a minute, I'm going to put a different card and you're going to see the difference. Now, I always have scraps on my table. This little green piece was a scrap that I had. I thought, gosh, I'd really like to be able to use that. And so I've got that there. Not necessarily that I'm going to keep it there, but I kind of like it. So I'm going to just see what happens. So my edges here, I really felt they needed to pop a little bit more. So putting the inking along the edges helps with that. It's a simple thing that you can do, but it really does make a difference. It draws the eyes, creates a little bit more depth and a little more texture. And so, use your ink. It's like once you've got it, it's free, right? And it just, my ink just lasts forever. So putting them behind each other again, playing around with the positioning. How much do I want it poking out? What do I want to do? Playing with my little scrap there again. But I know I need to do a little bit more. Now see the difference between the wording there? It catches your eye more quickly, more boldly. Or if you use this other one, Empower, take a look at the different text in just one word, and it really creates more of a bold linear effect. So I've got the leaves at the top, the words Empowered, and then the green line, boom, boom, boom. I really have a strong horizontal linear effect. So kind of analyzing, thinking what I want to do, and I thought, do you see what that does a little bit? It breaks up that strong line of triples. This is a playing card that I bought. I simply bought it because I thought, oh, this would be great to put behind things. I really wanted it to work behind there. Yeah, but it really didn't. I still like it. Still going to use it, but not so much on this thing right here. What I need to find, though, is something to add more of a story to this card. This is a darling little die I just got. Now, as I look at it, though, unfortunately, it does not match the rest of it. It's got more of a whimsical feel, more of a contemporary feel than our little girl that we have in the cowgirl one. So I need to do something different, pulling out different dies, and get an audition and just kind of see what else might work. That one won't work. Oh, these birdies I really like, but I already have a strong linear effect from that, so I thought no. And once again, that's just too bold and strong, creating those same lines. But I picked up that birdhouse die, and it made me think of the bird. So a quick little punch from a Martha Stewart punch there, and that really is more of the flow that I want. It takes my eye. When I see this card, your eye moves from the upper left-hand corner looking at the bird, and it kind of goes down and reads, and it just has a natural flow to it. So here's one of the birdhouses. This little packet came with several of them in it. So if you have this tool, it just makes it so nice to push out the pieces from your dies. Don't use it on other things, though. I use it on some other things, and I kind of like roughed up the tip of it. So just a little bit of ice if you get that. So this is lovely. It's a glossy kind of paper. The only problem is it really kind of gets lost within the background paper. So I don't know. I'm going to try See, even there with the third one in there, I mean, it is a nice look. All by itself, it's nice. But when you look at the balance of the card on the left with the two little envelope pockets there, and then the girl that she has a little more bolderness too of the sepia tones, it really feels like it needs a little bit more to be in balance with the other cards that I've already been working on in this pocket. So I take my wonderful little piece of scrap and I break it up a little bit. So that breaks up the eye a little bit more. And then I'm going to try out some brown houses that I just cut out, which kind of gives it a little bit more flow with the previous cards once again. Being careful though, you can see this one right here. This brown is just a little bit too dark. It's a little bit too bold and it breaks up the balance of the card and the story of the card. It makes the story of the card more simply about the houses. It's like it doesn't match then altogether for me for this card. Not that you could never use it, but that it's not exactly what I'm looking for. So I need to play around with some a little bit more muted tones of the brown, like some maybe that match my other little pocket one on the left. Not that I can't use a variety of browns, but to have all three dark browns was just a little bit too much for what I was looking for. So I like this balance right here. I've got a variety of textures, a variety of colors, and I thought, oh, a sun, a moon. But it didn't really look good behind there. I lost the birdie, and it kind of creates a different flow behind there. But I decide right here, I don't have to give it up. I'll just put it behind my two other little pieces, and it just creates an added depth. Sometimes it's good to just push one of the pieces you're working on away, step away from the card, and then you can kind of come back and just give it with fresh eyes and a new look and kind of see what you want to do. With this one, all I was in the process I needed to do was to actually glue them down. So this glue is kind of a fast drying glue, so when you glue your stuff down, just be aware to kind of position it nicely. Otherwise, it might be a little, little askew. Not that it's the end of the world, but hey, it's just a design element. Okay, I like that. Trying to match up the little bindings, the little ribbon that I have there. Okay, putting the glue away and back to my card. Doing a little bit more finessing. And you know what? I could have left this part out, but I wanted to really properly represent the amount of time it can take to do something like this. Just, trying out different positions, a little higher, a little lower, just a smidge here, just a smidge there. It's the reality of creating, and it's a fun part of it. So I remember when I first started creating, I used to feel bad if it took me very long. And now I just dismiss it and I just enjoy the process, and there's no shame in the game. Just do it and have fun with it. Take as long or as little as you want. I mean, sometimes I can put something down there, not sure if I want it, but just in with my being, it's like, nope, that goes there. And so then I'm like, okay, and I just put it down and don't even think twice about it. But sometimes I ponder and move things around because there's just a difference to the balance. So I'm doing a little test here, test drive to see how they all look together, and I feel good about it. I feel good with the balance of this particular piece compared to the other pieces with the little girl in the pockets, because they're all going to be put together in one of the little areas. What I'm coming up with here is making an edge piece. This is just a sweet little edge piece. It's a punch that's made by Martha Stewart. It's no longer available for sale, but you might find it on eBay. I believe it's called a pansy edge, but I just love it. It's sweet. So just bring in a little bit more of that pink that I have at the top there in that vine. I wanted to just add a little bit more color, a little bit more of a punch. So this here works splendidly. It's easy, it's quick, and it's just, see, isn't that sweet? I like it. Kind of the upside down little version, but that's okay. It's just a darling little thing. And then once again, in the details, there's so much that you can do in the little details. I can add such an incredible depth to your piece. And so right now what I'm doing, I'm adding little bit of pieces to put right behind the hole of the birdhouse, because with the birdhouse hole, you're not going to see right through it to the sky. You're going to see more of a darkened edge in the inside. And so it just really, for me, it made a difference. I could have gone on and I could have just left it as it was, but I like what happens when I add the little bit of depth from putting the backing against the holes. So I'm just trying it out one more time, seeing, is this what I want? Yes, that's what I want. And this is what it ends up looking like in the end. And you'll see that I have a little bit of stenciling that I did on the main piece right behind the houses, and then I added stamps to it. So this is what that looks like all together. I wanted to give you a peek at that. That's the page on the other side. You can see I added some things along the edges here, just a little bit more interest for the eyes to catch. This is the inside of that, some darker boulder, and there's that wonderful fence that I love. But it still flows nicely with the other pieces. Little pockets, you have to be concerned about how much thickness you have. And so right here, and then that pink matches nicely. And you can see I actually switched to the lace instead of having the pink pansy down below. And that's the back. I love this one. Love, love, love it. So those are my pieces. I hope you enjoyed it. Next, we're going to be looking at how to finish up the book now that we have these pieces. I hope you have a great day. There's some links down below if you wanted to get on it and do the whole tutorial. So I will talk with you later. Bye.